Prevention and treatment of kidney disease. When we introduced what to eat and what not to eat when you have kidney disease in 3 parts, readers flooded us with inquiries. In particular, when we said that you should eat white rice instead of brown rice, there were some who protested, saying that they simply could not understand. Diet for kidney disease has a powerful effect that can affect the outcome of kidney disease treatment. Depending on the diet, kidney disease can worsen or improve, and it has such a great influence. That is why we are organizing and introducing the basic principles of diet for kidney disease once again. Hello, this is the Health Digest channel. We always produce videos for your health management with information from Korean health management specialists and researchers in related fields. Is there anyone who has not subscribed yet? Please subscribe and like right now. And please share it with the people around you so that everyone can live a healthy life. For reference, the average life expectancy of Koreans is currently 90 years for women and 86 years for men as of 2024, which is one of the longest average life expectancies in the world. It has increased by more than 5 years compared to 10 years ago, and the average life expectancy of Koreans is increasing every year. I hope you all always watch our Health Digest videos to maintain a healthy life. Kidney disease is still considered an incurable disease because there is no definitive cure. Strictly practicing a diet that helps improve kidney disease determines the treatment of kidney disease, so you must know it properly and practice it. The kidneys can be seen as doing 2 things in a large category. One is to remove water consumed through food, and the other is to filter out protein byproducts. This is why the main job of the kidneys is to filter out waste. Because of this, kidney function is directly affected by what you eat. This is why diet is the most important thing when you have kidney disease and why the importance of diet is emphasized to kidney disease patients. So, I introduced what to eat when you have kidney disease in 3 parts. However, it seems that there are still many questions. They ask whether you really shouldn't eat brown rice, whether you shouldn't eat beans, and especially what to eat instead of fruit. There are 3 main principles for eating when you have kidney disease. First, you should reduce animal protein. Protein plays an important role in muscle building and metabolism in our body. Therefore, it is an essential nutrient. However, excessive protein intake is the main culprit that damages kidney function. For example, you should not loosen your belt and eat 2 or 3 servings of ribs at once during a dinner party. In this case, excessive protein intake puts a great burden on our liver and kidneys. This is because excessive protein intake is converted to fat and then broken down in the liver, and the byproducts are excreted from the body through the kidneys. Therefore, if you consume excessive protein, your kidneys will be exhausted from processing it. If this continues, kidney function will inevitably be affected. It will damage the glomeruli of the kidneys. In particular, excessive intake of animal protein is a shortcut to ruining kidney function. This is because cows, pigs, and chickens raised on factory feed contain various inflammatory substances and chemicals that ruin kidney function. When you have kidney disease, it is good to consume animal protein through wild fish or shellfish such as salmon, shrimp, scallops, squid, oysters, clams, and mussels. You should also consume the amount of protein you need for the day. Even if you eat a lot at once, it is not stored in the body. Protein that you eat more than the required amount is excreted through the kidneys that day. If you eat a lot and excrete a lot, it will naturally overload your kidney function and damage your kidneys. Second, you should be careful with seed foods. Plants preserve their species through seeds. As a result, they have their own strategies to protect the seeds. They use methods such as spreading poison, paralyzing, or confusing the senses. This is why eating seed foods causes bloating and poor digestion. Therefore, one of the important principles of diet when you have kidney disease is to be careful with seed foods. It is best to avoid eating them as much as possible. These seed foods are so extensive that they are actually the most difficult to practice. For example, grains are also seed foods. Brown rice, barley, beans, wheat, corn, etc. are all seed foods. Therefore, brown rice, barley, beans, corn, wheat, etc. are not good when you have kidney disease. It is also better to avoid eating whole grain rice or whole grain bread, which we now consider the best health food. They can contribute to the occurrence of nephritis. Many people find this hard to believe. However, the unchangeable fact is that grains such as brown rice, barley, and beans contain toxic substances that plants use to defend themselves. These substances can cause inflammation in our bodies, and there are reports that these inflammatory substances can attach to various cells and damage the cell signaling system. At least to protect kidney function, you should be especially careful about consuming seed foods. Seed foods also include seed vegetables. Therefore, when you have kidney disease, vegetables with seeds such as tomatoes, pumpkins, cucumbers, eggplants, and bell peppers are also foods to watch out for. There is a lot of talk about tomatoes in particular. Tomatoes are considered the best food, to the point of being called a red nutritional supplement. However, when you say that tomatoes are not good for kidney disease, everyone reacts with disbelief. However, tomatoes are by no means a good food for kidney disease. You should not eat them raw, and even if you eat them cooked, they are not very good. It is better not to eat tomatoes when you have kidney disease. Fruits are also seed foods. As such, they can damage kidney function. The problem is the fructose in fruits. Fructose in fruits is the main cause of kidney disease. Most of the fructose consumed through fruits is metabolized as soon as you eat them, converted to neutral fat, and then stored in the liver, where it is converted into uric acid and other fat forms. What is noteworthy here is uric acid. Uric acid directly affects not only blood pressure, but also the glomerular system of the kidneys. This is why uric acid levels are an important item in the diagnostic criteria for kidney disease. The fructose in fruits that does not go to the liver is also a problem. It goes straight to the kidneys and causes direct damage to the kidney's filtration system. Therefore, fruits are toxic foods or a joke for kidney disease. They are the main culprit that attacks kidney function. To protect your kidneys, it is best to avoid eating fruits as much as possible. However, if you must eat them, you should eat only ripe seasonal fruits in small amounts instead. Third, you should be careful with processed foods. You should be especially careful with processed drinks. The recent surge in kidney disease patients among young people is not unrelated to processed drinks. The chemicals contained in various processed drinks, including cola, cider, and energy drinks, are problematic. These chemicals damage the glomeruli of the kidneys during the process of being broken down and excreted. These chemicals also disrupt the microorganisms in our intestines. They damage normal intestinal function and cause various intestinal problems. In particular, artificial sweeteners contained in processed drinks promote insulin response and are the main culprit of diabetes, which is also fatal to kidney function. The same goes for processed foods. Keep in mind that fast food, ultra-processed foods, and semi-cooked foods are mostly made from genetically modified foods such as corn, soybeans, and wheat. They are full of inflammatory substances and various suspicious chemicals, which damage the intestinal lining and the glomeruli of the kidneys. Even if you do not have kidney disease, you should avoid eating processed foods, processed drinks, and semi-cooked foods as much as possible. If you have kidney disease, you should absolutely avoid them. The same goes for protein drinks that are very popular these days. Excessive protein can directly damage kidney function, and various food additives such as artificial sweeteners can also damage kidney function, so you should be especially careful. In conclusion, if you still have questions about what to eat when you have kidney disease, refer to the following guidelines. It is best to consume protein through fish, shellfish, and free-range eggs. The daily intake is the amount of your body weight minus K. If you weigh 60 kilograms, 60 g is appropriate. Refined grains are good. However, when you want to eat brown rice or beans, you can use a pressure cooker to destroy the cell walls of grains or beans, so you can consume the nutrients of grains or beans without side effects. This is not to say that you should not eat vegetables when you have kidney disease. You should eat them in an appropriate manner. This is because vegetables contain many healthy ingredients such as vitamins, minerals, and various antioxidants. However, when eating vegetables, it is better to cook leafy vegetables and root vegetables with fire as much as possible. Cooking with fire destroys the cell walls of plants, so it can be a safe way to consume them for easy digestion and absorption. Avoid eating fruits as much as possible. Remember that the fructose in fruits can damage the kidney filtration system and destroy kidney function. Processed foods, processed drinks, and instant foods should be absolutely prohibited. Various chemicals in these foods are the main culprits in damaging kidney function. Was today's content helpful? Don't forget to subscribe and like and set notifications, and click all of them right now. I will come back next time with more useful content with informative information from Korean health management experts. Thank you for watching.